you know you share an uncanny resemblance to Josh Homme from Queens of the Stone Age?
Didn't know that, especially with longer hair.
He's got 10 years on you, I believe. So,
well, that's not good then.
This is what I'm prefacing. You didn't let me get there. It's what you'll look like in 10 years. You still look very, very youthful. So you've heard that before.
I have. My good friend who's a big Queens of the Stone Age fan always says it.
Jamie, pull that up real quick. Yeah, no, I was just editing and I was listening to Queens of the Stone Age and just headbanging. So I have a little bit of a headache right now. And I was watching some of the live sessions. I was like, Aaron, how'd you get in the studio there?
Yeah, it's true.
You just need a few more like hand tattoos, knuckle tattoos.
Okay, I could do that. Also, people say Jim Courier, who was a tennis star. Jim Courier was a pretty good tennis player back in the day. He's 55 now.
Oh, wow.
Like that God. One. You like that one.
Wow, it's you.
Yeah, that's a good one. I'm looking at it now.
He looks like a gem.
He was a beauty of a player.
Wow, I'm sure just full of grace.
What's Josh? What's his last name?
Josh Homme.
Homme.
We'll get into the episode. Don't worry, people. Don't worry. But if you're at home, if you're a Queens of the Stone Age fan,
my doppelgangers, yeah.
Go look at Josh space Homme. It is Aaron in 10 years.
And then Jim Courier, and then
Jim Courier, and you'll freak out.
Which one is more me? Jim Courier or Josh Homme?
I gotta go with Courier, but Josh Homme's more it's like your alter ego bad boy.
Yeah, my vibe.
Yeah.
I like it.
All right, that was fun. That was fun. Do you know who I get a lot? And then we'll move on.
I don't. I get nothing.
Any of my It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia fans out there?
Oh, that guy.
Yeah,
Ryan Reynolds' friend, good friend.
Yeah. What's his name?
I can see that.
Oh, what's his name?
It's the eyes.
Yeah. It's Always Sunny. Philadelphia. Cast? Here we go.
Rob
McElhenney?
Yeah.
Yes, it's the eyes. I get that a lot.
Yeah, I can see that.
So I'm basically a multi-millionaire, in case you didn't know.
Yeah, me too. And a tremendous athlete and musician.
Yeah, wow, we're awesome if we were other people. But today's episode is going to be on habits we've broken out of or are trying to as photographers. Those can be life habits that have had an indirect impact on making us better as creatives or more directly related to the realm of photography. I have a list. I know I prompted you earlier today. So I'm here to save you if you've got nothing, if you came unprepared.
No, I don't have a list, but I have thoughts.
I have a long list, so maybe that's a good, bad thing. I figured you could just pick a random number and I would go through my list and say what it is.
Okay. 1 through what?
I'm actually number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Those were just the ones I could, those were the ones I rifled off in 15 minutes. I'm sure if you gave me an hour, I could have had like 100. I like it.
Lucky number 7.
You want to go with 7? Yeah. Everybody always picks 7 when asked to pick a random number. So, way to be unoriginal.
I guess.
You want number 7?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay. A little bit of sass there. When you hear that, jeez.
Just got back from work. Sorry, guys. Give me 10 to
What I'm trying to do is confirm. Make sure it was your final. That's what you're going to do. You're going to want The Price is Right. Or not The Price is Right. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say final answer. And go, that's what I said, Regis. You idiot.
There's this famous quote, and then I'll digress. And I just remember it. I saw it live. During the O.J. Simpson trial. Remember Kato Kaelin?
This is predating me a bit. Sorry.
Yeah. Anyways, Kato Kaelin was like the hippie roommate, I believe, and he was on the stand, and they kept peppering him with questions, and he was doing what I do, Seth, and you will recognize. He went, yeah, and the prosecutor was like, sir, you have to say yes or no. You cannot say, there's no yes or no button on the transcribe. And he goes, well, maybe you should get a button.
So good.
Yeah.
So good. Well,
Anywho, number 7, let's go.
All right. Number 7, bad habit as a photographer. This is kind of like there's a slash in the middle. So shooting everything / this makes culling so hard and adds so much time to your workflow. So it goes back to what we've been, we touched on this topic a lot. Not shooting with any intent, just firing off at everything, not sitting back and waiting and deciding, is this a good moment? Is this a shot that's worth taking? I have a mirrorless that fires 24 frames a second. I may as well just blast everything I see on this trip. You're adding so many hours to your editing process or culling out of back of camera that could be much better spent actually editing the good photos. So I guess this is another way of saying don't shoot every single thing not every single thing that you see is a good photo. So stop shooting it all. Take a second, assess, look at what's actually really catches your eye or attention and focus on those things. Do less and you'll end up with better quality. Bad habit that I had to get out of. I used to just travel somewhere. Let's say I did this in Iceland actually in 2018. I have so many terrible photos from that. And like not every single photo is going to be great, but it's like, wow, why did I take 40 pictures or 400 pictures of Silanzafoss from the same spot that I maybe moved 3 inches? I got to go through all these now and delete. Oh, is this one a little bit better? Whereas you could have just made a better decision in the moment of what you thought looked good.
Do you think some of that comes with
experience? Yes.
Yeah, and confidence in yourself?
Yes, exactly. But I guess I'm bringing that up to, if there's beginner, intermediate people listening, to give them that confidence to do that, because it is hard to, it's a hard sensation to feel like you've really grasped. I don't need to shoot a ton and I'll still walk away with a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, it is tough. And I think there's certain subjects that lend to that more than others. I have a hard time during a sunrise or sunset staying in the same spot, kind of, and like, oh, the light's changing, another couple pictures. Oh, the light's changing, another couple pictures. And ultimately, you're going to pick your favorite one. And a lot of them are similar. You're like, oh, well, I like the sky in that one, but I like the lighting in this one more. Or, oh, the sky's really great. Like you end up trading off somewhere and picking one. And there's not usually a clear winner. There's usually a handful of maybe moments so I think it kind of depends on the situation a little bit. And I found that too I found a small anxiety with, I hope this is in focus. I better take another one just in case. That one's really sharp. I better take another one just in case.
Especially if that happens to you one time. You're like, oh, is it just going to be like last time?
Yeah. So overdoing it to like prevent mistakes that are not present. Some of that came with my original camera, not to slight Nikon, but their first mirrorless. It just had really bad focusing.
We haven't dunked on Nikon in a while. Good times.
Sorry. They've come a long way, not to slam them, but it just was tough in the beginning. And I got burned so many times that it created a little bit of that anxiety of like, what's this focusing on? Let me make another one.
I feel you.
So to your point too, with that, I've really enjoyed some product photography where you can really slow down and maybe go into manual focus and really take a look at the composition. Nothing's moving in front of you. Is the lighting good? Is this how we want it? Is this going to crop well? Slowing way, way down. What's my aperture out? Is this going to blur things I don't want blurred? Should I make everything a little bit more sharp? Do I want that depth of focus? Really slowing down to be like, click, that's the one. All right, moving on. Next product. Let me put it in place and do the same thing. Versus kind of being out there and the nerves of getting the shot and not thinking about what's happening. Like there's probably a million landscape photos I've taken with a aperture of 3 or 4 and been
because
like,
you've just forgotten.
yeah, and you're just like
Yeah.
adjusting it and like, oh, I got to take this now, and then being like, wait a minute, I need to get this actually situated.
Yes, that's very well said. I mean,
Mhm.
and it's a good thing you picked number 7 because this happened to me yesterday to a lesser degree. I was doing photos for a client and I went out, or maybe it was Sunday, it doesn't matter, with Haley, and I felt myself. I have to put kind of guardrails in place. Like, okay, I'm only going to shoot 2 scenes of this.
Mhm.
I'm only needing to make 1 photo, deliver 1 photo. So in the past, I would shoot like 5 different scenes and take way too long. Right.
Yeah.
Uh, and so now I have to put those limits on myself. 2 scenes, or I have half an hour for this 1 scene. And even still, I was looking back at the photos. I mentioned I was editing today when I was listening to Queens of the Stone Age, and decided you looked like Josh Homme.
Yeah.
I was like, man, there's so many of the same. What are you doing, man?
Yeah.
I was like frustrated with myself. Like, I don't know. What's the difference between this one and this one? Like, nothing.
Mhm.
So it still happens from time to time. But I think it's important to be conscious of it and get better at it because you save yourself a lot of time and frustration,
Absolutely.
like I just described.
And with planned work, I feel like, which by the way, I didn't ignore your video. I have to still watch it just at work, just to give you a quick side note there. With planned work, I think the pre-game, this might lead into a second one. This is one that I'm going to say out loud.
Okay.
It ties in. But with planned work, having a pre-game and an actual shot list and deliverables that you are going to attack versus, I think some people, and I definitely did this, was like, okay, I'm going to a cabin or a shoot for 2 days. I'm going to do as much as I possibly can and I'll figure it out later. You know, like I'm just going to shoot nonstop and then I'll pick my favorite 15, or I'll put together a reel from a random thing of clips and not really think about what are they actually
Mm,
asking for, and with that, what am I doing? And I actually learned a lot from Chat GPT and just putting in those parameters. Hey, a cabin needs 15 shots. I want it to be original. Come up with a shot list for me, just to look at. Not that I copied it per se, but just their organization, AI's organization of a shot list and what they're thinking and how it kind of got presented helped me to say, okay, I can do this on my own a little bit better and not go to a place and just, oh, I'm sitting down for 10 minutes. I could be shooting
mhm.
versus saying, like, no, I already got the shots that I needed and wanted to get. I want to do a few more extras, or I have another idea that hit me here. But really doing what you're supposed to be doing and doing it to the best of your ability. If
Mm,
I hire a painter to paint my office, I want them to paint my office. I don't want to come home and they're like, "Hey, I took the liberty of painting your hallway and up the stairs as well." I'd be like, "Well, okay, thank you, but that do I have to pay more?" Like it just,
or here's 40 different samples.
yeah. So it's like I think slowing down, which ties into a different one we can talk about later, but like trying to impress or trying to prove
Yeah,
yourself.
yeah.
But yeah, it all ties into like slowing down, planning, taking the one shot in 5 minutes versus 400 shots in 10 minutes, and then adding 30 minutes going through them all
Yeah.
to pick the one shot.
So maybe the habit to break, to try and summarize that, is to try and potentially get out of the habit of making something out of anything,
Yeah.
and instead being a little bit more deliberate. I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm going to go to this place. I'm going to shoot as many clips as possible, and I'm for sure going to be able to create something out of that. And you can a lot of the time, but I think having a direct,
Hmm.
specific narrative in mind, or
Yeah.
benchmark to achieve is helpful with, I guess, stress on
Yeah,
location. You're not running around the entire time. And having that, do I have enough? Do I have enough? Do I have enough? Do I have enough? That doubt is so stressful. It may not feel like it, but it is. And
oh, it is.
so I like that a lot.
Yeah, especially with a video, I think you can get trapped without a storyboard, without a narrative. If you think about a reel, let's say you're going to do a 20-second reel or even less. That's a very quick amount of time. If you go into a place and say you list down whether it's 3 shots, 2 shots, 1 shot, 8 shots that you're like, I want these shots to share this story or this narrative, that is such quick work.
Mhm.
It really is like, boom, let's do this. Let's get this one. Each one's a couple of seconds long because you're going to put them together and it's going to be a cohesive story. If you just shoot, not only that, but I get slowed down too by, oh, I really like that clip. And then I have too many. And then it's a 45-second reel and I've kind of lost the plot here, So I think being very planned is a habit that I've
Yeah.
learned and let go of, to save a ton of hours, honestly, hours going through the extra and trying to figure it out after the fact.
Yes, that ties into, I guess, mine as well.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay, let's not get too caught up on topics. We can get through a ton.
Yeah.
Pick a number. You can't pick 7.
2.
2. Oh, good one.
Thank you.
Habit. Bad habit. Trying to do a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Got to do TikTok. Got to do Instagram. Got to do my newsletter. Got to write a blog. Got to send 100 emails. When you do a little bit of everything, everything suffers. If not the quality, let's say you can do all those things in an excellent fashion, something else gets smacked, whether it's sleep, relationships, your stress management capabilities. You can't, at least for me, I don't, and a lot of the people that I've tried to surround myself with, whether that's virtual parasocial relationships or, my contacts or friends that I look up to, start to realize that you can't just blast 110% on every single possible thing that's available to you. It's picking a few things, devoting your undivided attention to them for a few hours a day, allowing yourself to not be tempted by all those other things that your brain is telling you you should be doing, and building progress at a natural pace. I think people may not like this, but like the Gary V mindset of just like grind, 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 grind. I mean, sure, but I don't know what quality of life is like that. I don't like the idea that hustle culture has told everyone that this is what you need to be doing. You can be extremely hardworking and hit your milestones working at a slower pace, but that has much more intensive focus in a few areas. I wish I learned that sooner.
Yeah, that's a good one. I don't know that I've struggled with that per se too much. I've focused on different things at different times, but I never could juggle multiple things at full capacity. I guess that's what you're saying.
Yes.
So maybe I recognized it and just never really tried to a point of burnout or exhaustion or
But if you're on your phone all the
annoyance.
time and you had all these heads telling you like, I'm doing this, you should be doing that, do this, do that, do that, you'd be like, oh, okay, like I guess I need to be doing these things.
I just saw one that was like, my audiences are completely different on TikTok versus Instagram. That's why it's so important to do everything all the time. And I was like, ugh. No thanks.
I really like, there's a good video I watched the other day. Is it Matt Davella? Is that how you say his last name?
I
People
don't
will
know.
know. He's a big YouTube content creator. I think he has like almost 4 million subscribers. And he talked about this, how just, I think he had an interview with he interviewed Cal Newport, who's big on
Mhm.
this. And he just said, I'm slowing down. I'm making one long form video a week, and I'm going to put so much effort into the quality of it. And I'm going to cut out a lot of the other stuff. I'm a new father, right? I'm going to spend
Mhm.
more time with my kids.
Mhm.
And just the case study and the way he described the improvement to his overall life, I was like, this is one of the biggest YouTube creators saying, I'm doing less. I'm focusing. My range of work has shrunk, but the intensive focus has increased. And, we talk about this, doing that 3-2-1 that I always mention.
Yeah.
3 maintenance tasks a day, 2 urgent and important tasks a day, and 1 project for 2 to 3 hours. I've been doing that for a long time, and I just felt my stress feels so manageable, relaxed, and I feel like I'm getting closer to where I wanna be with certain goals and feeling like I'm actually making progress, whereas before I used to be tempted by everything
Mhm.
and feel like they were necessary. There were necessary things to do that just were not, um, where the workload wasn't manageable, and feeling guilty. Well, it seems like all these other people are doing these things. How come I can't? Whereas I'm sure most people are finding that unsustainable. So, habit to
Yeah.
break, trying to do a little bit of everything and having everything suffer.
Yeah, there's a few people in the world that are probably expert level at multiple instruments, but usually you focus on one and the rest can follow suit. I think
Mhm.
if you decide to be a YouTuber and that gets really successful, you can then decide you want a team to take your stuff and put it on all the other platforms and funnel to your main thing. But I agree. I just don't think it's possible to. It's not. It's not sustainable to bite off that much and do a good job everywhere and push everywhere. The one thing I do know about social media is I feel like you do have to work very hard to and very smart to make a dent in it. Whatever that may be, whether it's Reels or TikTok or YouTube, you have to be very consistent and put out good stuff and do it all the time. And that takes a very direct focus. I don't know if you could do that over, it would be watered down in some aspect.
Mhm.
Whether it's like you said, sleep, and then now your videos aren't energetic or you're fumbling over your word, like whatever it is, it's going to get watered down. So focusing in one area, putting your all, if you want to, into that, I think is a good play.
Yeah, so I mean,
And then spread out. Once you're like that, what's that guy's name that has the 4 million that's going to really slow down?
Matt Tavella.
Yeah. He got to that point. I'm sure he wasn't slow in the beginning. I'm sure he put out a ton of stuff in one way and got to a point where now he can even put on the brakes even more. I feel like in music, John Mayer rings the bell. I'm going to come out with a pop album. I'm going to get famous. Then I'm going to do a blues album because I want to. Now I'm going to tour with the Grateful Dead because I want to, or I'm able to, and just kind of allow yourself to then do the things that you want to do.
I
So
wonder
work
if he'd come
hard,
on the show. I'm gonna
focus.
ask him.
Maybe he does love talking, so it's possible. If you're
Mm.
like, you could talk into a microphone, he might be like, yeah, I'll be there. Ask him.
Um, so yeah, I mean, I just looked it up too. Matt Davella. He did that documentary on Netflix. I don't know if you watched it, the minimalist one, Less Is Now. I didn't know he was the director of it.
Oh, I did not know that.
So,
Cool.
cool stuff.
Mhm.
All right. You don't have numbers that I get to pick from, so it's not as fun for me. Can I
Hey,
pretend? Number
yeah,
nine.
oh, 9. That's a good one. That's a good one. Number 9 is a little bit boring, but I think over just one that I thought of is over time, you get much better at your organizational system.
Mhm.
And I was just recently kind of what I've been doing lately is something comes in mind. I was on a run the other day and a black bear crossed in front of me about 100 yards ahead. And I thought about black bear photos and like, oh, that tree moment was cool. I'm going to go edit one of those. So things that remind me of photography or photos that I've had or experience that I've had. That's what I'm doing right now. And like looking back at all these photos that are logged somewhere and just sitting there and trying to get some more juice out of them. Just take the moment to relive the moment and edit something, see where my editing has changed from when it happened. It's been an interesting experiment. Anyways, going back in time, I see my organization compared to how it is now and all the things that I've saved and all the moments that I've saved and all the photos that are like this whole session was like absolute garbage. Like why did I
Right.
upload all these photos of a blue heron from 100 yards away? Like, I don't need any of this. So as I've matured, I would say in this space, just the attachment early on to every photo and saving every single thing. And as we said in the earlier parts of the show, like overshooting and taking 100 of the same shots and keeping all of them, I think that system has improved. And that system takes time and education and thought process and slowing down and like, where am I importing this to? Where do I want this to remain? How am I labeling this? Is it to the level of Nooch where everything has a freaking keyword? No. But if it's important, labeling it so I can find it and going from there. I think
Right.
things fill up, it gets expensive. Oh, 8 terabytes filled, need another drive. Now, what do I do with this old drive? Do I keep it? How do I reference this? Like it just gets harder and harder the more you keep, and it bogs down your computer. It costs more money. It wastes time looking for things. I think being a little bit more cutthroat with what you keep
Mm.
is a good skill to have. And it's one of those things. If I go in this closet right behind me and look at things that I haven't really looked at in a long time, and I just say to myself, like, oh, I should donate this or throw it out. There's a part of you, right, that's like, oh, but I kept this for a reason. I like it, or this is a memory. I don't want to get rid of it. But if someone did it in the middle of the night, I don't know if I'd notice for however many years. Right. So I think it's one of those things where there's an attachment early on, but try to be very critical with yourself in terms of, okay, I'm going to go through this and take the time now to save space, which therefore will save money, which therefore will save time.
Yeah. It's I would agree with that. Bad habit to break is feeling like you need to hang on to everything digitally. Some stuff, it's like your closet really just serves no purpose. There's this unsettling feeling of, oh, it's the permanence, right? If I get rid of
Mhm.
this, I can never use it again. I can never see it again. Or if it's a person that you're unfollowing, I likely will never talk to this person again without having to refriend request them, which would be embarrassing, or follow them again, right?
Mhm.
I mean, I'm laughing. I called my Facebook to I had 800 people, 800 friends. I'm down to probably 200.
Yeah.
I called
Nice.
600 people, and some of them were people I was really good friends with in high school,
Yeah.
that I just haven't talked to or kept up with.
Yeah.
And it's almost this I'm kind of going on a tangent here, but it kind of it applies. You when you at least if we're talking photos or videos, when stuff is not worth keeping. It's like I said, it's feeling like you can never get it back.
Yeah.
But if you haven't used it ever, I don't think there's going to suddenly be a magical time where you do. It's just taking up space, it's noise, it's clutter. Get it out, right?
Yeah.
When I was unfollowing those people the other day, or unfriending 600 people the other day, it's hard. I was thinking back to like, oh, I remember when this moment in high school, and it's saying
Mhm.
goodbye to a former chapter of your life, and it feels so permanent, right? I guess I'm repeating myself, I understand, but it's just a weird there's weird emotions to process when that's going on. It may seem silly, but just
Mm.
I'm like, I don't know, like, goodbye, right? Goodbye
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah. And if you needed that person or they need you, they can reach out. But I guess if it's not serving you in the moment, and
No.
back to the analogy of the closet stuff, like, all right, I'm not going to use this. I haven't used this sleeping bag in, I don't know, 10 years. I guess if I need a sleeping bag or I have this other second one, I don't need to keep this one.
Yeah.
And if I do need to, I can find it somewhere or get one. Uh, I find I do that with client work that I've had where it's not my responsibility to keep this stored online anymore. Like if they have a Google Drive or a Dropbox, and it's kind of along the lines of like, I hope you guys downloaded this because this is taking up space and I'm not using it. And
Yeah.
but I feel, should I let them know that I'm deleting it? No, this was work from 4 years ago. They're like,
Yeah.
if they reach out and they're like, "Hey, do you still have that stuff?" I'd be like, "No, but I can reshoot it." Like,
Yep. You can't
but
keep everything.
yeah. So you got to like sometimes be like, "Yeah, I did this work. It's done. They've used it. They're not like I can erase this folder."
Yeah. Amen to that. Side note, have you heard of Dunbar's number?
Dunbar's number?
Yeah.
No.
I'll read out the AI overview for people. This is just what I was basing this is what I base my culling on unfollowing on Instagram and my unfriending on Facebook, just because people know I try to eliminate noise as much as I can in my life. So Dunbar's number, it's a concept proposed by British anthropologist Robin Dunbar, suggesting a cognitive limit to the number of stable social relationships a person can maintain is estimated to be around 150 people. This number is based on the size of the human neocortex and forms a hierarchical structure of relationships, with the innermost circle being the closest friends and the outermost layer representing acquaintances. So it's essentially saying the size of our neocortex can only allow for a certain number of meaningful connections, and anything
Yeah.
else beyond that is difficult. So like the higher oh yeah, word's hard. I struggle with that. Hierarchical
Mhm.
layers proposes you can really have 5 intimate friends, 15 good friends, 50 friends, and about 150 acquaintances or meaningful contacts. And anything beyond that becomes difficult to really have any sort of deep social um, interaction.
Yeah, I think the lower end of that makes sense to me.
Right?
150 would be I'd have a hard time
Yeah, I don't know if
counting
I could
counting
name
that
like
up.
50 people I know.
Yeah.
No, well.
No,
All
well.
right. Should we move on?
Yeah, 12.
12. Not reading my camera user manual.
It's a funny one. It's a good one.
Not reading my camera user manual. This goes back to kind of we were talking about winging it. Um, People know a few years ago I switched from Canon to Sony, and that was the first time I read my user manual. And I was reading through the book, and I was like, "Oh, that makes sense why they do it that way. Oh, I could use that this way, and that makes sense when I'm doing when I'm in this scenario, and I need to be doing this at the same time. I can program. Oh, I can program which card video goes to and which card photos go to. I don't have to have it all intermingled on one memory card." I was having like duh moments. You dummy. Why didn't you read this sooner? Because when I had my Canon camera, I mean, this has nothing to do with camera brands. I should have, doesn't matter. I winged it the whole time with my Canon. I was like, oh, I'll immerse myself in the camera and I'll figure it out eventually. And I'm sure I left so much meat on the bone and so much left on the table that could have made um, my life so much easier and made shooting easier in certain scenarios. So when I got my Sony, I was like, you know what? I'm going to read it. I advocate for reading things. I'm a proponent of this. I should understand the ins and outs of the camera I have and how I can make it work for me and not feel like it's such a foreign object. So, bad habit to break, not reading your camera user manual.
Yeah, that's a good one. And for those that, it might seem like calculus reading a user manual, there's tons of YouTube long form this is the ins and outs of the new Sony A7R4, whatever it is that you've gotten or you're getting, and they're archived, they're on there. And that's something that I definitely do when I'm excited about new equipment, is watch those long reviews on how to use it. I like seeing it. I like hearing someone's voice, the applicable uses of it. Yeah, so that's just another option, and following along in the book. But yeah, I think pre-studying for any complicated equipment, and this stuff is expensive, and because it's complicated and there's deep menus and deep options, pre-studying is definitely a time saver, and will get you feeling like you're somewhat familiar as soon as it comes to the door,
right?
And you can get going. Yeah, musically, I got a really complicated keyboard, very expensive, very good keyboard with looks like a spaceship, and I must have watched 10 to 20 long videos about it before it showed up at the door, just so I could feel like, okay, I have an idea. And then some of it is, like you said, with the Canon, diving in, making mistakes, figuring it out, memorizing the buttons, memorizing the feel, setting it up the way you want to set it up. Like, a lot of that stuff is part of it. But if you get a general sense of how this thing works and what their engineering ideas were, great.
Yeah, I mean, if you compare it to literally a language, reading the manual is reading, and using the camera would be like speaking and applying what you've learned.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's. Do you have more, or do you want to just rebuttal line? You have more?
No, you have so many you can do too, and then I'll.
Oh, 2 for 1?
Yeah. Did I say 4 yet? No, I did not.
You want 4?
Yeah.
Okay. Number 4. Number 4, a bad habit to break as a photographer. Thinking that good work was enough for people, companies, brands to find me. I mean, I think that one speaks for itself. We talk about that a lot. I used to believe that my work is very good. I've been told it's very good. I mean, it is good. And that's good enough to be, quote, discovered, found. You're so fantastic. Here's thousands of dollars to shoot our stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but the amount of time spent waiting for things to happen, as opposed to, here's a great portfolio of work that I know I have. I'm going to shop it and showcase it, and I'm going to go knocking.
Yeah. I have nothing to add to that.
Cool.
We talk about that all the time.
Yeah.
I think that's you gotta perform and knock on doors.
Mm-hmm.
That's
yes,
it.
I mean, just having the portfolio is not enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bad habit.
Can I go with number 1?
Yeah, number 1.
No, I'm going to go with, I'm going to go with number 432.
Okay. That's
flip to your book.
All right, got it. Putting too much stock into positive criticism, if that's the thing, is it? Yeah.
Positive feedback.
Positive feedback on Instagram and these social media. I think you can rest your laurels on, oh, this got so many views, I must be sick.
Right.
All the comments said, fire, bro. I must be the sickest photographer ever. I found out pretty quickly that a lot of social media is self-serving, and a lot of commenting is to draw attention to themselves.
Be careful, you're going to sound like a cynic.
And a lot of comment is just habit.
Right.
I look back and can objectively say that some of the photos that I put up in the early go were absolute garbage.
Me as well.
Terrible.
Everyone listening.
In fact, Seth, I think I believe you set up, or you were a part of this editing contest where we would trade.
I set that up, yeah.
Yeah. We would trade RAWs, and I edited your train photo
My
Dude.
train photo.
Yeah, through Banff, through Jasper.
Did I put that one up? Maybe I did.
Or maybe it was someone else, but it's that photo.
Okay.
I don't remember. Somehow it came up, maybe on a memory or something.
Did
And
you
I was
just
like,
butcher it? Were you just terrible?
dude, like really
Can we pull
bad.
it up?
I don't know. I can try to find it.
Pull it up. Pull it up on YouTube. I hope it's up right now while we're talking on YouTube.
It's possible. It's possible I forget about this
No
completely and
promises.
don't do it. But just really bad. And that's the period of my photography when I probably got the most attention. That's the way Instagram was at that time. I think it's much more realistic, to be honest, and much more deserving of, yeah, a few likes. Okay. Like nothing spectacular here. Great job. It's okay. Before, it's definitely inflated from the circles you hang with, the photo groups you're a part of. And it goes to your head that like I'm on the right path here. I'm telling you, I clearly was not. I was forcing things and trying things and experimenting and throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing what stuck.
Mom
And
spaghetti?
it was not good. It was not good. But I trusted this platform that was giving me true feedback. And the matter of fact was, I don't think it was necessarily accurate or
Right.
coming from professionals or coming from experts in their field. It's coming from wherever it was. So the bad habit being, if you're not very honest with the pursuit of anything and like the studying of that craft, learning from the most famous, reading books, going through tutorials, taking educational classes, even, and figuring it out, working, being honest with yourself, comparing, contrasting. If you just go with one avenue and you're relying on the feedback early on, a lot of these things you won't ever see one piece of constructive criticism or, hey, do you mind if we talk privately about your photography? I really would like to help you out. I feel like you're doing a lot of things right, but there's a few things that I can mention. Like that would be offensive, I feel like, to some people in this day and age.
Because it's like unsolicited. That's why we talk about finding someone who you trust their word entirely, where you can go to them and be like, is this any good? And where you can be confident that they'll say, this is terrible and here's why.
Right. But even unsolicited advice shouldn't be a personal attack. You can choose to be like, that guy's a quack, or I'm not going to really listen to that. I disagree. Or say, like, oh, that person might have a point. Like, that's interesting.
Mhm.
Look at their background. They have 4 published books on landscape photography, and they're reaching out to give me some advice. Maybe I should listen. But I'm just saying that doesn't really happen. It's always like, great photo. Awesome. Really like this.
Right.
That's definitely slowed down, and that's okay. That's okay. And people
Because we've
complain
gotten
like,
worse?
I don't think because we've gotten worse. I really don't. I feel like I've gotten much better than
Nice.
some of those photos from the beginning. I'll put up some. I got to remember this. What mark are we at? 44.
I've already written it down. Train photo at 4051.
Okay. Yeah, just leaps and
We
bounds.
should do an episode where we react to our worst photos that we thought were good at the time. That'd be a great series.
That'd be amazing.
We'll do it.
All right.
Just means people have to go on YouTube, but sorry.
Yeah. You'll hear our reaction. We'll describe it.
Oh, they're just trying to get people to go to YouTube.
No, you don't have to.
But like, how are we going to get it up? No, I like it. Yeah. I feel you. And I do this. I mean, this is a bit of a different topic. I do this with you, right? And you and Ian and a couple other people. I did it to you today. I sent you my video and I said, notes are welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Just here's the door for you to critique as much as you want. I don't like when people just send photos or just send a video. I'm like, what do you want me to do with this?
Right.
Because it's happened to you before where someone has sent Ian. I'm adding Ian. He'll laugh because he's a good friend. Or he sent a photo before. I'm like, Usually they're sweet, but the odd time it'll be like, But there's no like, what do you think of this? So I'm just like, nice, man. Right?
Yeah.
And so I like to when I send work that I'm looking for feedback on, like I said, notes are welcome. That's all I'll say. I think that's what I said to you, isn't it?
Yep. You did today.
And then you can, previous video, you said no notes. I'm sure you'll have some today because,
You opened the
I may be
floodgate.
incredible, but
We'll
I may
see.
be the best videographer of all time, but I'm sure there's still
Probably.
notes. So
yeah, but it's all
Okay.
subjective.
Yep. Moving on. What number you want? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
8.
8. Ooh. Wow, we already kind of touched on that, which was winging it.
All right.
Winging it always and not scouting locations. Is that different?
Yeah, but slightly. But I think we can just parallel it to what we were saying. Like prepare ahead of time. It'll save you time.
Yeah.
It'll make your photography better, your videography better.
I think there was a sense of arrogance that, I feel like I'm pretty good enough at this. I can show up and I'll figure something out and something great will come of it. And there's like a few times where that happens or that can happen, but I still think that prepping is a better way to go. Scouting locations, knowing which way the sunset faces at a certain spot, etc. It's just keeps your ego a little bit more in check. It displays a little bit more humility that, no, I'm just going to show up and crush it. I mean, maybe, but maybe not. So I don't think we need to go too much into it, but bad habit to break was winging it always. Like I would never plan. I would I know where I need to be for this shoot and I'll figure out something when I'm there, which I don't do anymore.
No. There's a lot of good tools for that. It tells you where the Milky Way is coming up, tells you the direction, tells you sunset, sunrise, moonrise, all these things where you can plan certain shots. And that's where you're going to see some amazing sunset, moonrise, Milky Way shots. Those aren't just like, oh my God, some might be, but like, oh my God, this is happening right here. I'm going to get a photo. Those are like really mathed out.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure you could apply that not winging it thing to multiple genres. You want a different number since I'm going 2 for 1?
Yeah, 9.
We already did 9.
Oh, 10.
Ooh, good one. Number 10. Bad habit to break. Feeling like every photo needs a crazy edit to stand out or to be good. I used to be in a place where I was like, this needs to go into Luminar after being in Lightroom. It just needs to like fire on all cylinders. It needs a crazy edit that just makes it eccentric and stand out.
Yeah.
And I've really dialed that. You can get so lost in that. And I think that's cool for, Instagram landscapes and potentially wildlife with all the crazy bokeh and stuff. But I found that didn't translate well to a lot of brand business photography. People don't really want that because it's not often relatable to the target audience that's meant to be viewing it, customers. So I've learned in recent years that often less is more, and that you can actually stand out with a very pronounced editing style without being a maniac with all your Lightroom sliders, and focusing better on color balance, color harmony. Is this the proper level of contrast? I mean, back in the day, somebody should have confiscated the structure slider from me.
Structure slider.
That should have been taken away from me. Like,
do they still have that?
The clarity.
Clarity. Okay.
Back in the day, somebody should have taken the clarity slider away from me and said, hey, you Sit
No.
this one out for like 6 months. You're not allowed
No
to
more,
touch that.
bud.
No more clarity slider for you. I used to cook stuff because I just loved texture.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fine. That's fine.
Mhm.
But it can be easy to overdo things in an effort to stand out. And I've just had a lot more fun tweaking and getting things as good as they can be fresh out of camera and maybe this is a two-parter, relying less on the edit for the photo to be great. When you rely less on the edit for the photo to be great, you're working really hard to get everything dialed in
Mhm.
straight out of camera. And you're having to put more weight into the composition, the lighting, wardrobe, rule of thirds, positioning things. There's a lot more effort that goes into getting it right at the point of creation as opposed to I'm a great editor and I have all these fancy tricks. I'll make something extravagant that really pops. So that, and also realizing that those crazy edits don't translate well across, especially a lot of marketed and branded content.
Yeah.
So
That's a good one.
bad habit to break. Don't go crazy all the time.
We had a company that we worked for together that straight up said, want this to kind of look like it's coming out of an iPhone if you could. Like
Which we should have done was just shot iPhone.
just very natural. Like don't edit much.
Yeah, if I could go back in time and talk to you and I when they said that, I'd be like, hey, let's not even take our cameras out. But that would be sacrilegious back then to you and I.
Yeah.
Sure. I've done iPhone 14 shots on professional shoots.
Mhm.
There's a clip in the video I just sent you that's shot on iPhone 14. This is like a marketing video. I needed a clip that I just needed to have handheld iPhone light.
Mhm.
I'm afraid of that stuff.
Find it.
What?
I'll see if I can tell the difference.
Yeah, you will.
Cool. Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay.
My last one, and then I got to get going for a run.
Ooh, you can hike some dinner miles. Feed the
humble brag.
Yeah, this guy's an athlete. He's a tennis star. He's the guitarist, singer, Queens of the Stone Age.
Gonna run a bit.
Wow.
I got headbands for my hair. I'm pretty excited about it.
Jeez.
I know.
Can we get a running nickname for you?
This is getting serious.
Running
nickname for me.
Yeah.
I think a giraffe that's loose. That's
what?
A giraffe. A giraffe on the loose. J-G-O-L. A goal.
Wow.
Giraffe on loose. That's what
I'm gonna ask AI running nickname for my friend who is 6'5", is new to running, and feels like a baby giraffe, freshly born.
This is gonna be great.
Give me options. All caps. Beep boop bop boop beep boop.
Let's hear it.
Stridezilla.
Stride lame.
That is lame.
2 out of 10.
Galloping giraffe? That's terrible. What is this?
1 out of 10.
Tall trotter?
4.
The wobbly wonder?
6.
Oh, here's the one for you. The Tower of Power.
7. All right.
So good.
It's pretty good.
Come on.
Yeah.
The sprinting stilt?
No. 1.
Bambi on the run?
Kind of like it. 8.
Well, I like Tower of Power. That was great.
Yeah, it's a good one. That's the most flattering. So I'll take it.
Okay, you'll be the Tower of Power.
All right, last one for me is slow the F down.
Ooh.
Slow down.
Slow the F down. My father-in-law used to tell his kids, he used to say St. Thomas Fire Department.
Mhm.
St. Thomas is a place around here.
Yeah.
STFD.
Yep, so the F down.
So
yeah. The beginning was a lot of chasing. The beginning was a lot of frantic shooting. The beginning was a lot of non-planning. The beginning was a lot of just sort of winging it. And a few things taught me, I think, that slowing down and letting things happen was definitely the better way to go in terms of photography. Some in wildlife, some in nature, some in landscape. Um, but I learned quickly and I tried to do it the other way. I tried to chase animals for a long time. I'm going to be walking, I'm going to be moving, trying to find a blue heron. I'm going to be moving on a paddleboard, trying to get close to a kingfisher. Oh, there's one. I'm going to go find it. Oh, it flew away. I'm going to go find it. Oh, it flew over there. I'm going to go find it. Instead of just waiting. Now, the chasing gives you something to do and makes the time go by, and it becomes a little bit of a game. But the waiting is a more mindful, patient, slow process that allows you to sit with your feelings, think about the rest of your life, think about a lot of things that may be beneficial in that moment, to just be with your breath and slow down. And what I found was then the branch that the kingfisher frequented, it would eventually go to it.
Mm-hmm.
And that is one of my best photos of a kingfisher, is when it came to me. Same with a blue heron. Let it come to you. So there's a lot of these moments of like frantically looking for something and taking photos and coming home with a lot of C photos. Maybe you got the subject, but it just was not great. Same with a sunrise or a sunset. Getting there 10 minutes before sunset is going to make you run around like a psycho.
Mm.
Getting there an hour before sunset or 2 even, and finding that one composition you really are in love with, and knowing that that's there, being able to set it up with plenty of time and appreciate what's happening is just, for me, so much better for the soul. Now, some people want to run around and I want to get 20 photos out of this one sunset. That's fine. But what I would go home with in that mode is, oh, the one I wanted to, I was rushing because I was trying to milk this sunset for everything. And I forgot to take off manual focus. And now that the one I wanted is blurry.
Right.
So in this case, like, haste makes waste. And we've talked about that a lot. I think was an overall overarching theme of this whole episode. But slowing down in the entire process, the planning, the travel, the hiking to get to the spot. You don't want to be there where your heart is racing because you're trying to beat sunset and you're running around trying to find a spot and you miss that moment.
Right.
Like it's just something I think I've learned through the journey and plan on continuing, especially going forward. I think you and I were different photographers this year in Alaska than we were last year. And that's only a year. And being able to sit on a boat and just
watch orcas.
Yeah.
And
recognize, like, I don't have to freak out right now trying to get photos of orcas that are 200 yards away.
Doors open.
Yeah. Oh, great. Now I have 700.
I'm not making fun of people like that. It is exciting, but like, I think the point you're trying to make is you can just watch and think about, do I need this? Is this?
You can observe and slowly say, like, where am I going to attack? I think that's all of art. Maybe even like sports is an art in a sense, or music's an art in a sense. It is. Like, where am I going to? I want to be very calculated with how I attack this versus frantically just playing,
right,
psychopath mode.
I hear you.
Which we've all been there. So
yes. So these were bad habits we've had as photographers
within photography.
And
I think we could do a part 2 of, like,
I think we can do a part 2, whether it's next week or at some point, because I have a lot more.
Well, a lot more of that, but I asked you the question, and it's interesting. Like, what bad habits have you lost in life because of photography? And I think that's
the reverse.
Well, like, yeah, or what good habits? Maybe what good habits have you developed?
Sure. Yes, that's a better way for me. Okay. Yeah. Well, we'll do one or the other or both,
and that's nice too.
All right, let's do it. I know you got to run, so until next time.
Take care.
See ya.